Hi,
How's it going?
it's going. How are you doing?
Good. Are you in LA?
I am. So we're just waking up over here.
Oh, thank you. I'm really sorry. I know I should really
Oh
just
no,
do these later because I feel like I've been doing all LA interviews this week and everyone's like,
no, it's just funny because I'm an early riser. I usually get up at 6 or 7, but I since the quarantine started, I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep in. I don't feel obligated. And it's a little gift to myself in this horrible, weird time.
So one thing I've been really worried about, among a zillion other things, just when I sit and stew in all my worries, is about all the kids out there who haven't been able to get food and school, like the school lunches before some of the public schools in New York, I know were giving
Right.
out food. All of a sudden we were like, well, how are all these people eating? There's 30 million kids out
Yeah.
there. How are they doing this? And your book touched so much on what that experience was like relying on the school system for food. So I just wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's funny because, with everything going on, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups with librarians and English teachers. And so when all this first started, I guess about 2 weeks ago, like when everything really hit the fan, like everyone started motivating very quickly, and librarians were putting together lists. Authors and celebrities were reading books online. And I was like, this is amazing. I am getting back to your question. So
That's
just
okay.
give me
Take your
a
time. This is great.
sec. um, and so I was like, and I started wondering, I was like, what are kids doing to get their lunches? Because it's like, if you can't get free lunch at school, where are you getting your lunches? So I know that No Kid Hungry and Save the Children got together with Jennifer Garner and Amy Adams, and they are helping all these places. I mean, they're raising money, but I think what all these school districts, including, my aunt is a superintendent in Portland. And so I guess there's not an overarching like here's our plan, here's what we're going to do, so every school district is doing something completely unique. But I know that a lot of schools that I've chatted with on the West Coast, what they're doing is they are getting lunches and breakfast prepped and ready, and I mean in brown bags or in boxes, and then kids and parents can come pick them up once a day. Some school districts have even had the school bus drivers go around their usual school stops, and the kids can pick it up,
Oh, that's
sorry,
great.
not the school stops, the neighborhood stops, and kids can get it from the bus drivers. So everyone's motivating, everyone's doing things. So I think that kids are being taken care of, and it's amazing. It's just so cool.
That's great. Do you feel
Yeah.
like things have dropped off? You were saying at the beginning, everybody was doing all these things and gearing up. Do you feel like it's slowed down this week, or or it's just that it's running itself now?
It's so hard to say because I feel like, I'm seeing more people on walks in the neighborhood, which is cool, but Los Angeles, which is known for its traffic, is empty. The streets are empty. There is no traffic. No one's driving. No one's going anywhere. It's it's very, very different. Like it just feels different. And I know like a lot of my friends here in LA, like we've had unusually like rainy weather last week.
I heard that. Yeah, I heard
The
that.
sun finally came out this week, so that's good. But I think everyone's just so unused to this. Like this is a very outdoor city. We're used to going and like being outside, being around people. Even if you're not engaging with the people, you're used to grocery shopping or eating dinner or lunch at a restaurant outdoors and like being around people. So it's very much an adjustment.
What do you miss the most? What are you most excited to get back to do? Or
Oh my God. Yeah, I think just being around strangers, like I don't need like the big crowds, but it's just like, you know, I started writing full time last year and working from home. And very quickly I was like, I can't be by myself all day. So I started going to coffee shops and public libraries and bookstores and just like writing in a corner. And like, I don't need to engage with the people. I just need to be around people. Uh, and so I miss that. I just miss feeling like I'm part of society.
I know it's hard. It's really I never thought this could actually happen. But at least it's a good time for reading, or for at least,
Yes.
if you can focus on it. And your book in particular, I feel like is so great for middle grade kids to read in everybody's home. And
Yeah.
that's what, I recommend your book right and left because as you know, I loved it. But it's so important also just to think of the people who are less lucky right now. I mean,
Right.
my freaking like pantry, the kids are like little like mice, and I'm like, stop! Like you don't realize, like, first of all, that you're lucky that we have snacks because the grocery store has like no food left, so I don't know how we'll get more, but whatever. And then there's so many people who can't have it now. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm hoping that books like yours and just exposure and, my repetition to the kids trying to explain and, this whole situation will make people more empathetic in general. So, and your book does such a beautiful job of that, of getting the word out and all of it. So
Well, thank you.
anyway, that was a ramble.
Yeah. Well, one
um,
thing that I've been wanting
uh,
to do that, like, it just there's so many people who are motivating. Again, like, we have the hospital workers and we have the policemen and we have, all these authors and people like you who are doing things like this to like keep people engaged and like make us feel like we're part of society still, even though we're trapped in our homes. Um, but so I chatted with the Junior Library Guild, and starting last week, I have a weekly webcast called Aiden Tyler Quarantine, and it's a middle grade fiction story, but it's happening real time. I'm writing the chapters like each week with everything going on. Um, and then I read it every Tuesday on their webcast. And it's really fun because it's like last week was the first week. We had like 2,000 kids tune in, and they
Amazing.
were like, the whole time they're just like, me too, me too. Oh my God, I'm going through that. I'm going through that. Oh my gosh, same here, same here. So it's just like, it's really fun writing this because I just like, I'm doing it Charles Dickens style. Like, I'm writing a serial, comes out once a week, talking about everything going on right now. And I think it's helping me like kind of process some of my feelings. Like yesterday I wrote a chapter and I was like, it was a little heavy, but I forced myself to kind of have like an uplifting ending because I was like, I need that right now. We all need to, it's so easy to focus on the bad stuff, but we should be focusing on the good stuff because there's a lot of good stuff going on right now, and we just need to focus on that.
Well, I love that you're doing that. That's such a great idea. You should, there's an app called Cereal Box. Have you heard of it?
No.
Yeah, the founder is Molly Barton. She's amazing. I can put you guys in touch. But that's exactly what they do is serialized fiction.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, and you can actually listen to it and read it at the same time. So if you listen, if you're like on the subway listening and then you pause it and then you want to read it again, it'll be at the same place.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really cool. And anyway, maybe there's some way.
Yeah,
I
I
know,
will
like
definitely have to check
I
that
know
out.
Lena Dunham is doing a serialized thing in Vogue, Dickens style, also a
Yeah.
novel. I just love this. I love it. I love how it's finding new creative outlets for things. Anyway, so yes, I'll put you in touch. But,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just it's a scary time, but I think it's a good time. I hope that this will kind of motivate people because I will say that one of the best things that I've seen come out of this, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. This is a horrible, terrible situation, but I'm trying to focus on the good things. And one of them is that last week, like I went up to the Culver City Mount Hills, which is now closed, of course. Uh, it's the clearest I've ever seen the Los Angeles skies. There's no smog, there's no pollution because no one's driving anywhere. And it is so clear and so beautiful. And I'm hoping that like when this is done, that maybe we can work from home, maybe 2 or 3 days a week and like give our planet a break.
yeah, yeah, because people are really loving it, so I'm sure they'll be really excited to do it some more.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
Um, no, you're right. It would be nice, but I feel like people are going to be like, whatever, climate change, I don't care. I want to get out of the house.
Right.
But it would be really nice. I've heard all these great things about the environment being a lot better off. But anyway,
Yeah.
well, Rex, thank you so much. And I hope that things get back to normal soon there and that the
Yeah.
weather at least gets better. And
Same with
thank
y'all in
you.
New York City. I have a lot of friends there, so I worry about y'all just because y'all are all on top of each other.
Yeah, I'm actually out on Long Island. I escaped pretty early with the kids to give them
Oh,
a little more
good
space
idea.
and everything. But I know I'm very fortunate to have been able to do that, and I have so many friends who are obviously. So my whole life is in the city. So yes,
Yeah,
my heart is like divided, and I'm like constantly feeling
yeah,
other people's stuff. So
yeah.
anyway, but
Well, thanks for
thank
having
you.
me.
All right, thanks for coming.
Talk to you soon.
Bye, Rex.